This is where Lagos meets London, where Peckham boys chilling in Tapa London. As Muritala Mohammed, Heathrow is where London Bridge links Third Milan Bridge via Ghost. This is where Lagos meets London.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Lagos Meets London. It's your boy OJ, not Simpson. Why are you dancing, bro? Introduce yourself.
Oh, we were saying, this is, and you were giving the vibe, and
okay.
We're passing the vibe. We're passing it.
What is going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of Lagos Meets London. As you guys already know, this is where Lagos Meets London. Merry Christmas to everyone out there.
Merry Christmas!
My other. It's been a long year.
Yeah,
so
it's been now. Hello everyone, it's Ads. I've changed my name obviously from Adi.
You change your name every episode.
well,
Pick a name.
No, I'm
Are
chilling.
the feds looking for you or what? Like, why are you always changing
Come on,
your
man,
name?
allow it.
Does
allow
it
it.
go with the hair tips as well? Do you change your tips often?
Ooh,
The tips have been
I'm
there
not
for
gonna
this
give you
season.
the secret.
The tips have been there the whole of the season.
Always
so
the tips, you know.
Anyways, guys, it's Missy Alice in the building again. Thank you for having me. And this episode is sponsored by Tasty, bringing you great news this Christmas season. Tasty's app is launched. Guys, can we have a round of applause? You can get Tasty from the comfort of your bedroom.
Hey, how
All you
good
gotta
is
do is
that?
just download the app and you get 35% off for downloading the app.
35%.
Like,
5%.
like just standard.
1st of December, app is launched.
Yep.
Come on.
Oh,
get it.
and get
man,
some
that's
Tasty.
good. Some people is gonna get. Oh,
You need to add that to your 2024 goals.
oh yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
we've got one of the most, one of the finest chefs. Probably one of,
Wash me well, up.
damn.
I prepared for this, so let me take my time.
Come on.
We've got one of the finest chefs, one of the best Nigerian chefs in the UK. I'll probably say the best. If you want to find out if she's the best or not, book her for your event or attend one of our events.
Go and chop it.
Chef Sia is someone that epitomizes something that we try to do. Yeah, that's blending the words of both Lagos and London, and she does that through her cooking. Yeah, so she's fought through obstacles, difficulties, challenges to try and fight for a dream to get to where she is today. Guys, we have got. Can I do your Govy name or? Govy name.
Why now?
Guys, we've got the most amazing, brilliant. Guys, I'm going to put like all our dishes here in between here now. We've got
Drum
Chef
rolls, boom, dum, dum.
Sia with us here this evening.
Hi. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
No, but no, feel free to say my government name. It's all good.
all good.
People call me both, to be honest.
You're not born in London. It's only London people that
So
say,
tell
let's say
us,
my
what
government
is it?
So there are actually the initials that make up my chef name,
Okay.
Sia. So S is for Simi,
Nice.
I is for Idowu, and A is for Ajibodu. So people that are out there that believe that Sia is my name, they're my initials.
Your initials.
Yeah.
I like that though. That's very
that.
creative.
No.
Idowu.
I did tell you to
Ajibodu.
say the whole Simi.
Okay,
She stopped
didn't hear
at
that.
Simi.
OJ be
Simi
coming
boy,
down.
I'm sorry.
Stop
I'm
the
really
Simi.
sorry.
You went ahead and add the
So
whole
Adam, you
name.
see how to come up with a name. You have to. There's a story.
No,
behind it.
mine
Like,
is
you'll be
ads in
changing.
it, bro. It's
Changing.
ads, man. Nothing. Allow it.
No, but my name epitomizes what, God rests, you rest in wealth, essentially. So I think I live that mantra.
I
every
can
day.
see that.
Thank you. That's just all.
Thank you. So, guys, as you can see, obviously Christmas period, our last episode of the year, rounding it off nicely, and you can see everyone is Christmassy.
You know this.
Today, I am Father Christmas, and I'm bringing good tidings to these people. So quickly, guys, just to warm up,
Sponsored
Okay.
I'm going to be
by.
asking 5 Christmas-themed questions.
Okay.
And the first person to answer it, 2 Chapman, or 1 or 2, anyhow I feel, as Father
Okay.
Christmas. Quickly, guys, Chapman's, this is courtesy of Chapman's of London, so check them out.
Ooh la la.
Chapman's of
What's the name of the
London.
lady that runs this brand?
I don't know her name personally, but yeah.
Because I've seen them around and I'm like trying to figure out what they are.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I must win.
So, but make sure you
Have you
drink.
tried it before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you
I've
will
seen
now.
it.
You
Yeah,
will.
I must.
Please
Yes.
make sure you try it cold, chilled, and yeah, for Christmas. So first question, get into it. Mariah Carey's "Eat" Christmas song. What is it called? What is the name?
All I want for
Alice
Christmas
was
is
the first
you.
person.
There you go.
Oh.
This is Mariah
Mariah
Carey.
Carey.
Sharp.
Okay.
In the Bible, where was Jesus Christ born?
Nazareth.
No.
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem. No.
Bethlehem.
Bethlehem.
Long time ago in Bethlehem.
I said Jerusalem.
God bless you, Mom.
Thank you.
Long time ago in Bethlehem.
For my trouble. Yes.
Wait, how did I miss
Next
that?
Next question, guys. This year, what day does Christmas fall on? Fast.
It's
on a Monday.
A Monday. Actually.
Monday.
I
Is
just
it
said
Monday?
it first.
Yeah,
It's a Monday.
I just said
wow.
it first. Catch.
Come on.
Yeah.
Woo.
So in the Bible, where was the birth of Christ? In which scriptures? In what scriptures? In what part of the Bible was the birth of Christ mentioned?
I know it's in
When
a
you say part of,
manger.
like the book.
In the manger.
Are you talking
He
about
was
the
born in
book
a manger.
that
Yeah,
was
the book.
chapter.
Yeah.
The chapter.
not like New Testament or the you're talking about
No,
the
no,
actual
like
book.
the
Like-
Revelation,
It's
Corinthians.
the Old Testament.
No, it's not.
No,
it's
no.
not.
It's the
This
New
is the new-
Testament.
Yeah.
Damn, I need to go to Bible school.
Gosh.
Alex, are you?
That I don't know, and they will drag me for this.
Honestly, like me,
the church
like,
that
God's
They'll say
plan.
Chef
Don't
Sia,
drag
you went
me.
on the podcast. and-
I know
Look,
it's
he's so
what
funny.
is it? I'm not telling you guys. So the question is, in the Bible, where was the birth of Jesus Christ mentioned? In what chapter? In what verse? Just give me something.
Was it?
Oh gosh.
Well, I know
It's
John was
definitely after
preparing the
Psalms.
Oh.
It's
thing of-
definitely after Psalms, and
So,
after Psalms you have.
It was mentioned in Matthew and
Matthew.
Luke. Oh, Matt.
You see, you should have allowed Lord. Oh,
No, we wanted to be
critical
fast.
thinking. We wanted to. break
No,
it down.
don't
Just
ask
give me
another
shout.
question.
Thank you.
So guys, that's it. That's it. We'll get into the episode now. Proper. These people, they don't know where in the Bible. And they will celebrate Christmas. Let's get into it, guys. So on the topic of, staying on the topic of Christmas celebrations. So obviously in our subculture, Christmas is something that is big amongst in our subculture. And for you being a chef, now you're at home with a family. What are we cooking on Christmas Day? What's for breakfast? What's for lunch? And what are we
Do you
cooking?
guys have breakfast for Christmas?
Yeah, now the food before the main course.
The main course.
In which household? In my household, we don't have. We skip it.
Empty
we go
stomach?
You have
straight
to wait for that.
We're going straight to the main meal.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I know. At least when I was much younger, when I was still in Nigeria, you can't pass having the jollof rice, the fried rice, the turkey. Then there was this like white sauce that my mom used to make.
Oh,
What it was
dear.
for, I have no clue. Then obviously, then you have your mixed vegetables, and then you have rishi that's around the table. When
You
I
have
go-
meats now on the side. They
yeah,
will-
stew, fried
Yeah.
meat. Sometimes you
Fried
even kill a
fish,
ram just to say, okay, it's
yeah.
for the
Do
occasion.
you guys do
People are
turkey or
passing out turkey.
chicken?
Who does chicken?
Chicken.
So you guys do the big turkey?
Yeah.
Nice.
Even most recently, my father-in-law rears wild turkeys. So every
Oh,
Christmas,
nice.
he's
Ah.
dashing turkeys
Dashing
out.
turkeys
Yeah.
Wow.
out. Big ones.
So we'd have the live one ready to go. Sorry to all the vegans out there, but you know.
Sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you know,
vegans.
but I remember, spending my first Christmas here. And
When
someone
was that?
Oh gosh, this was.
Do you want me to help you?
No, because I came into the country 2002. I know I went home a couple of Christmases after that. So it was probably maybe 2006, 2007, possibly.
Okay.
I think just before I went into uni. And someone was like, yeah, we're going to have roast dinner with gnocchi pudding and, potatoes. And I was
Lovely
like,
gravy. Oh,
you
nice.
know, they're going to have Brussels sprouts, But this was I just thought to myself, But I didn't knock it. I was like, because I had a very curious mind when it came to food. But the way they described it, I was like,
What's all this orishi?
thank you. It's not
I
for
must
me.
have a taste of.
But I said, don't
Knock
try
it.
everything once.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I tried it and I was like, I can see the potential.
Mm-hmm.
But the way you guys have cooked it, it's not for me. But I
Very
see the
bland.
potential of how grand it
can
could be.
yeah.
So fast forward, after being married, after going to culinary school, after doing, working in restaurants and everything, we spent one Christmas here, the entire family. And everybody's looking at me that, Chef Sia, I want you. And I said, I'm here to spend time as a family too. It's all hands on deck.
On deck, for real.
And they were like, oh, so where's the turkey? Nobody had bought turkey. Because they had thought that I would be the one
To
to
do
splash
all
out.
Secure
of
the
that.
turkey.
So see me trying to go out to the shops last minute, like, okay, do you have turkey crown? I'll take turkey crown. Do you have brine? I have to make my own brine. Do you have potatoes? Do you have... Because I was like, one thing I refuse to do is to cook jollof rice at home.
Okay.
Don't drag me but I do not like jollof rice. I only eat it out of convenience because I
Nigerian
need to survive.
jollof or any jollof?
Any
Wow.
jollof.
I've never met someone that actually eats jollof.
Honestly,
Any jollof.
like you're the first person I'm
First
meeting.
person.
No, but what's the essence of jollof rice?
Ah,
It's not even part of our original culture. So what? No, tell me, what's the essence of jollof rice?
it's just the sweetness. Oh.
Of what?
Jollof rice is
Jollof rice
It's a
with-
pillar. It's a pillar of our community as Nigerians. Hey guys, I'm not there. Oh. This is just
chicken, pepper
No.
chicken, or
Have
pepper
you
turkey.
tried when someone does fried rice with liver when they do it to the T?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know
It's-
that there's
it's-
some. Obviously, definitely there's
No,
some fried rice and liver. You know, they have all these smalls, but in
Yeah.
the
With
inside they are
shrimps and
better
everything.
than some jollof rice.
Oh yeah,
Not some,
100%.
all.
Yeah.
If fried rice is at the top, it's only because it's supposed to be.
No,
but
I
you
would-
have to
I would
taste
actually
things
go
when
with
they're
her on that
growing.
one.
Honestly, guys, fried rice is that girl.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Thank you.
I would
High five
actually
for
go
that,
with that.
please.
It's like
Yeah.
That's your opinion.
I love
Yeah,
fried
yeah.
rice.
You love
even
fried
with-
rice more
No,
than
I
jollof
actually
rice.
love fried rice more than
Yes.
jollof rice, honestly.
wow.
Thank you
Yeah.
very
Jollof
much.
rice is
I'm not
easy to
alone.
cook.
Mm.
It's easy to
No,
cook.
no.
Yeah, it is.
What
For
is it?
you.
Less ingredients as well.
No,
but
For you,
fried
some
rice is
people
fried
that
rice is
that
not
big.
that
use
easy
tomatoes
to-
to
no.
cook jollof rice, but that's another conversation.
Hey.
But yeah, but Christmas in our household is always full of great food, great fun. There's always champagne flowing. There's always Moscato around the corner, and we'll always have desserts, even though we don't have Nigerian desserts. But there's always either Bailey's ice cream with some fruit cake, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, no, our household it's fun during Christmas times. What's it like for you guys?
So what I wanted to know, okay, say for example, if you're creating a menu at home is there like a set menu, or you come up with different stuff every Christmas?
Or are
is
you
it
asking for this as per Chef Sia?
as for, no, not
Or
as per
in my
Chef Sia
household?
in our household.
In our
Yes.
household.
Oh no! If I can avoid cooking during Christmas, I avoid it. I would rather be catered to. I don't know any chef. I don't know any chef, right? True to God, that prefers cooking over being fed. There's nothing more satisfactory than being fed a great meal as a chef.
But are you not picky about what people cook for you though?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm not picky as long as it is done well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we still eat McDonald's. Chefs probably eat the worst. We'll eat McDonald's, we eat everything else. We are ready to go down to the local booker and have abula straight from the pot.
You know
Like
this.
we are ready to eat everything and anything, but as long as it is done well, like you've put passion into it, you've taken your time to tease out the flavors out of the food, is when you're a lazy cook, then that's when we get irritated. And then you want
What's
to
a
charge me
lazy
25.
cook's meal?
So when I say a lazy cook, like, okay, it's obvious that you phoned it in. It's obvious that
You just mashed.
you just mash everything. That okay, just take. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, no, respect food, respect ingredients, because this is going
Right.
to nourish you.
Right.
I've said this thing: one bite of pop-off can keep you satisfied for the rest of the day.
Fast. Have you
As
tried
not-
this?
I haven't tried it
From
yet.
Tasty?
Is
Have
this
a
from
bite.
Tasty?
Oh yeah, you
Shout
should
out
try.
Let's
Tasty.
have a little bit.
Are you?
Let us know how you find it.
I don't rate. I try not to rate
She's
other
tasting
people.
it like Master Chef.
She's like,
I don't want. Let me not destroy my palate.
Oh, that's really nice.
What do you
actually.
think?
Hey,
tasty, come on.
Is
shout
that
out
you
Tasty, man.
finishing
From
it?
January to December,
finish it
consistency.
But that's really nice. It's actually not too sweet, which is actually
Yeah,
really
no,
good.
I think tasty has it
Yeah.
when it comes to the pot.
It's not
now.
hard. It's really soft inside
Yeah,
as
you can
well.
see how fluffy it is. Like they've
Yeah.
allowed the yeast to rise and all that, so it's good.
They have a specific mixture flavor. Everything that they
They have
use
this secret,
For all
secret
there.
ingredient
Yeah.
for.
So that's
one.
really nice.
Yeah.
But have you noticed that in this country they don't know how to do party puff puff?
Yeah.
So those are people that grew in Nigeria. Party puff puff is small,
The
Small,
small ones,
yeah.
yeah.
fluffy.
Oh.
Like you can eat 100 without realizing it. But every time I go to an event here, the puff puff is always like donut size, and I'm like, what's
And it's
going
either
on?
it's already cold. It's not fluffy.
Yeah,
it's not party
like
puff
you
puff,
know
yeah,
it was.
you would know, like,
rewarmed
yeah,
in
they
the
do.
No, I
microwave.
think it's because the party puff up, they make it whilst you're at the party.
That one.
There's
Yeah,
nothing stopping
in
them from doing
Lagos.
that here.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's
Yeah,
the truth.
there's no way we can be cooking at the venue now.
Why?
Ah,
I cook at venues. It's a
Yeah,
major criteria
she
in my terms
does,
and conditions. I mean, I prep from a kitchen, but every majority of the cooking is done at the venue. If your
Okay.
venue doesn't have kitchen, a kitchen, I
Yeah.
will create my own kitchen. I will
Right.
let the venue know, okay, what do you need from me to ensure that we're able to cook outside? And if it's
Right.
not possible, I am not doing that event. I'll reject that.
have you ever rejected any event?
Yes, I
because of
have.
that? Wow.
It's not important to me because at the end of the day, it's my work that has to speak for itself.
Absolutely.
If I can't create what I need, why am I there? For the money? No, for me, it's I was making more money doing my 9 to 5 than doing this. I know the reason why, essentially I've been called to be a chef, in my opinion. It's something that I knew that I was always going to eventually do. So for me to then compromise because of the money you want to pay me, it's not going to happen because someone's going to eat my food and going to be like, oh, I didn't like that.
Right.
And that's just going to spoil the repetition that I've spent time building.
And it also is, if you get that kind of feedback to yourself, you're gonna feel bad.
Exactly,
Right?
especially
Even if it's
that
just
I
one,
knew.
yeah.
It's like I didn't have to do this job. Like, why am I here?
Why am I
You know,
here?
And you asked to say what's Christmas like for us. I mean, for me, growing up, I grew up in Nigeria. Christmas is the best time of the year for me because you get when I finish eating in my own house, I have my friend's house to
To go to
Victor Obot. So his mom, they're always expecting us every Christmas. We're at the dining table. But them, they do white rice, white rice, stew, and chicken. That's what they do.
Oh,
And
okay.
then
You're
we'll have,
talking about Nigeria. You've not been in Nigeria for a while. What's Christmas like here for
I
you?
said in the last episode, Christmas year for me is shit. Like
it's not.
it's
in it.
cold.
Yeah.
There's not like it's just if you don't have family, probably maybe when I have my own family, like my wife, my
you
children,
might be.
Christmas might get better. But for me, Christmas you can't go anywhere because I don't drive.
You
There's
don't
no
drive?
transport. Yeah.
Sorry, let's
shame-
side.
Don't
Do you
shame
drive?
me.
Soon.
Yeah.
You drive.
On it.
I think
You're on it.
That's my answer
Okay,
now.
my next question,
Soon.
right? I'm not trying to age shame. Are all of you guys 30 and under?
Under.
On the
30 and under.
Yeah.
30 and
Under.
under. 30 and
Yeah.
under. There's something going on with your generation.
Why is that?
I probably know about a handful of people
That drive.
that drive that
Yeah.
are under 30. Why are you guys scared of driving?
We live in
No.
London. I think
So?
you don't need to
there's
drive
no
so much
parking.
in London.
For me,
I drive to
there's-
my events and I always find parking. It's not
There's
because
no
you're going to a
parking.
specific place.
no, but most of the time it's on street parking.
Oh
You guys
no.
don't have an excuse. You guys are
I
scared
have
of
my
driving.
no.
I don't want to pay any excess
I came to
fee.
the UK as an adult, so I was already driving in Lagos. It's not
Okay.
But when I came to the UK, I live in a shared apartment with other people. For me, it doesn't make any sense. I'm having a car and I'm living in one room. That's the kind of car that I want to buy.
Okay.
It doesn't make any sense to me living in one room and then having this car. So I'd much rather spend that money on getting a house. When I have my own house, and then I can buy any whip that I
Okay,
want.
so yours is economical, but you drive.
Yeah, I know how to
Okay,
drive very
okay.
well.
No, we all drive. Don't get it wrong.
Oh,
Alice-
so you
Alice
know how
doesn't
to
know
We know how
drive.
to drive.
You know
but
how
it's
to
just
drive.
Speak
that.
for yourself. Why you
Oh,
No, you
sorry.
didn't.
Oh, I know how to
You know how to
drive.
drive. You have a
I'm waiting
license.
for
No.
someone to talk.
Okay.
No, because
But-
I found that interesting.
No, it's just
Someone needs to do
really
research
for
study on
someone like me. Yeah, it's very economical because there's no point. Like, there's no parking at my work, and like,
Okay.
I don't want to get any. I don't want to pay for congestion fee. I don't want to pay for ULEZ. I don't want to pay for parking and all
Yeah.
of that. I can't afford that. No, I'm sorry.
But the freedom of driving is
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is.
mind.
It's very
I'll
nice,
drive.
but I don't.
Once I get my own house, I'll definitely start
definitely
driving.
start
I'd rather drive. than
Nah, I
take
don't.
public
Driving, I would, but like maybe because right now,
I can't lie to you. In London, it's not a necessity to drive.
transport. That's the truth, though.
because you can jump from one train to
It's
another.
even more expensive to own a car in London.
Yeah, it is. Honestly.
cost of living crisis.
When did you
is not
start? When
touching
did you
all
start
levels.
driving in London?
Ooh, I started driving. Let me not cast myself.
No, it's fine.
No. I got my license, should I say, when did I finish from uni? 2010. DVLA, please do not come for me.
So
But
don't
I've
say
been
that-
driving since like 2007.
The
So-
thing is, there's many people. Even when
Yeah,
I
that's
first
what
came
I'm
to the
telling
UK,
you,
I had
that we drive,
like a Golf. I was driving about, but then if me personally, like you said, is economical. I didn't like the
You
car.
didn't like it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just like I'd rather not.
Yeah,
drive.
no, I think driving. Yeah,
It's not for you.
It's
it
an
is,
expense.
but like I
It's not
don't.
necessary.
Because like
It's-
another
it's
thing
not-
is, I work 3 days from home. I only go into the office 2 days.
That's only just happened recently.
It's
I
your
do.
generation.
Yeah, but like-
I'm still gonna say it. It's your generation. But back
No,
to
if
Christmas food.
if there's money, me I would drive. Inside Benz, tinted. If you are taking flowers for your babe, you cannot be carrying bus. Yeah, but
People are carrying flowers in the train.
No,
though. My guy,
man,
people are carrying
for me, how
flowers.
much
in
are
the
that
The
train.
carry
flowers
it.
that you are going to buy when your money is up.
Exactly.
Not for
how
the
much
train.
are that carry it at the back of my Benz? Babe,
So
I'm
like
outside.
Amen.
Chef
Speak
Sia was
into
saying something about like some people.
Wait,
would
sorry.
dri-
What's Christmas like for you?
Yeah, what's
Alice?
Christmas like for you?
For me,
Yeah, like yeah.
I'm a firstborn, so I
Ooh,
spend a lot of
lucky.
time in the kitchen. Well, with the assistance of my siblings, but I'm the head chef in the house, just always cooking. But luckily, the things that my mom loves, all of us being together. So she does the shopping, she buys the turkey and everything, but I coordinate and get the cooking done. But it's always a time of just being together, and sometimes I don't want to participate in that, so I just go to Nigeria.
So
You run
would you
away
say
as well.
would you say
Yeah.
you're good, like a good chef, a good cook?
Absolutely, ask about me.
Ask about me.
More
I've
bad.
actually been told a couple of times to start cooking for people. I just don't. I just don't
Nice.
have time for that.
I have a question.
Oh.
Can you cook without salt?
Yeah.
Nice. High five.
Yeah.
That's a testament of a.
I
of a
actually
good cook.
can.
I actually think I'm the worst. If there's a competition, I'll be like top 3, the worst 3 cooks in the world.
So
wow.
I must say I've had to learn because of my mom's health condition.
Okay.
So she can't eat a lot of salt. Well, she can't eat salt at all. So I've had to learn. So
How to
yeah, I
cook with that.
can. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
How about you, Adi?
I don't do Christmas.
Are you the great?
Moving on. So guys,
lovely.
from Tasty, just
Ooh.
are you not going to have jollof
I'm not going
first?
to eat the jollof.
Okay, but there will be somebody that you can give
Yes,
it to.
there's definitely.
This is
people I
from
can give it
Tasty.
to. Ooh la la.
Just a sample. Alice, here you go.
This is for my malt. I love that. It's a lovely.
We need
cookie
more.
ring.
Like they are meant to add Mortina in that amper. Mortina.
Or Malta Guinness.
Have this one too.
Oh, they've done
Thanks,
Chapman as
Tasty.
well.
Yeah, they have chops.
There you go, Alice.
Good.
Thank you. Tasty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know, Tasty one.
Tasty is always coming true.
In this pack that you guys can see here, Tasty, they just recently launched this pack in Sainsbury's. It's heavy. What's the weight? Just
So that's about
do you know how much they sell?
350 grams. What's that?
No, I'm saying, do you know how much they sell this?
Oh, how much they sell?
2 drums. It comes with 2 drumsticks.
Two
drumsticks.
Hey, you're tearing
How
one
much?
like this and
I'll say
another
maybe
one like this.
£4.50.
It's actually £6.50.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. You, especially for uni students, you don't want to, people that
Like-
don't want to cook. This
People-
they are-
This
they're
This
in
could probably
Sainsbury's.
last you like 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. This one, like this.
Oh, they said,
You have
no.
a salad on the side, coleslaw.
Oh,
Exactly.
plantain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have.
Probably, but this is sharp things.
OJ is like this.
Salad.
You people are again.
No, this
No,
one.
no, because when I eat, I make things into like, it has to
Fine
Yeah.
dining.
Yeah.
At its finest.
Because
No,
I'll
you-
eat it
you-
straight from
you-
the
you're a
pack. I'll
chef
still put it in
now.
a bowl, you know.
chef.
Love that.
We just want to eat. We're hungry.
These packs are they are £6.50 at Sainsbury's worldwide. Yeah, so £6.50 at Sainsbury's worldwide. Just try and
What do you
grab
think
yourself
of
a
that?
pack.
So if you had asked me 6 years ago, what's the longevity of Nigerian cuisine, especially like going into mass market, I would have told you, far-fetched idea. The way our foods are, that it has a certain expiry date on it.
Yeah.
But now with the way things are going, that it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
I mean, for the fact that they're in Sainsbury's.
Did you ever think that was possible?
Possible.
I knew it was possible, but how to go about it?
About
Right.
it.
Because for me, I enjoyed this. I know my lane as a chef.
Right.
I don't
What is
plan
your lane?
private dining,
Okay.
supper clubs,
Okay.
hopefully a restaurant in the future.
Amen.
But the restaurant has a very specific theme to it. It's not, it's not just going to be a run-of-the-mill walk-in. You need a reservation to come to my space, and you have to drop a deposit, non-refundable.
You can't come here and be asking for jollof.
Thank you very much. You're not going to see jollof on my menu.
No, don't come and be asking.
It's one thing. So I did an event recently, and we had agreed on the menu, and then they came back and they said, Chef Sia, any way to have jollof? And my body was just doing I was just like, because I understand the reason for the event,
Right.
I will get jollof. But Chef Sia, on a normal day, I would have said, I am really sorry, but is it something that you can outsource? Is
Yeah.
it something that someone else can do? I won't plate it. They have to come and plate it because health and safety is very important.
Yeah, it is.
But because I understood
What
the reason for the event,
yeah.
I was like, fine. But don't come and ask me for jollof. You have to be a very special person for me to be able to bring jollof to my menu. But it's great to see that, you know,
Right.
we're finally owning our own space in the
Yeah.
industry, especially when it comes to the mass consumer. It's great.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it on Amazon. That's like the next.
That's gonna blow your mind.
Yeah.
That's the next
There's
phase.
Indomie on Amazon, so it's possible.
Indomie is everywhere, but is it Indomie from Nigeria? Is it from Ghana? Is it from Asia?
Because we have different.
It's different. It
yeah,
doesn't
it's quite
taste the same.
different. Yeah, it
True,
doesn't taste the
Yeah.
same.
True.
Yeah.
Tell us about Chef Sia.
Oh gosh, where
Who
do
is
I
she?
start?
What's
So
that mysterious lady?
I coined myself. I've said this so many times, and people just look at me like, "Do you have anything else to say?" No, because I think it describes me perfectly. I call myself as a Nigerian-British chef that likes to.
I like the way the Nigerian comes first.
That's where I was born.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah. F the alphabetical order situation. Because if anything happens
You're a Nigerian.
now, they will say, "Oh, that Nigerian born," you know.
Immigrants.
Exactly. Thank you very much. You know, the story becomes something else, right? But if I blow, they'll say, "Oh, British race."
Yeah.
You know.
Find
Yeah.
it.
But I call myself as a Nigerian British chef that attempts to bridge the gap between Nigerian flavors and British produce.
Right.
It's an opportunity for me to showcase my culinary genius, as I say, on a plate, whilst paying respect to both cultures through food as a medium. I always knew I was going to be in food one way or another.
When did you step into being a chef? Because you said before you were doing a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
What was that?
I was in research. I was
Oh,
doing
wow.
research. Yeah. I have 3 degrees.
That's wow. Tell us about that.
3 degrees.
Just-
yes,
up.
because I'm a producer of Nigerian parents. They do
Okay.
not
Right.
understand the concept of wanting to study food tech at
Mm.
university. So straight from university, I went to Canterbury, got my bachelor's. From there, I went to University of Surrey, got my master's. Then I went to King's College, London, got my other master's, and then went into the 9 to 5. So I worked for a research facility. So if the people that are behind YouGov and things like that,
Right.
people that collect market research,
Right, data.
not just random surveys, but like deep research. That's what I was doing. And
When did you pivot?
so the year I got married,
Wow.
for lack of a better word, I was like, F this. I'm not.
This ain't it.
Yeah, it wasn't it. And at the back of my mind, I was just like, I'm married now. Who's going to hold me?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
You're the only one that can hold
My
yourself.
husband can hold me technically, but who's really going to hold me? And I knew at that point in time that it was time for a change. I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I knew that I wasn't thriving. I wasn't passionate.
Sorry, because I know there are people out there that they have that feeling that it's time for a change. What was that feeling? Can you try and put words to
so
it?
it was one event that we had at work.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a potluck thing, and so I came with like baked goods and other
So
things.
sorry. There's some people that don't actually know what potluck is. So
Ah,
I'm just
So a potluck. no, it's true. It's good. No, it's
Yeah.
actually good. So a potluck is when everyone that's been invited brings a dish to the
Mm-hmm.
event and more or less showcases what they're about. If you can't cook, go and buy something, put it in a dish.
Yeah.
Revamp it into your own particular way. So we had one of those at work, and so I brought different things, and everyone was like, oh my god, this is really
made
nice.
this?
Did you do it yourself? And I was like, yes. They were like, oh my god, like wow. And in my head I thought to myself, I'm not meant to be here. I'm meant to be knee deep peeling potatoes somewhere, just being around where I want to be around. So quit my job, applied to culinary school, got into culinary school. So I wanted to actually focus on pastry. And then the culinary school emailed me back and said, based on your application, based on what you've written, we think it would be beneficial for you to do both. It could have been
Both being-
upselling, but I truly felt like it was an awakening. And I said, you know what? There's no harm.
Why not?
Yeah. It was a huge financial sacrifice, but I knew that it was going to be a turning point. I could have easily gone down the route of being a self-taught chef, but I'm the sort of person where I need certain skills to be shown to me. I need to be able to see it up close and personal. I need to be able to feel it to understand that what I'm doing it right. So went to culinary school, did a very fast track, 9 months. And before I graduated, I got my job at The Cut, which is Wolfgang Puck's restaurant that's affiliated with the Dorchester.
That is major.
It was major.
Yeah.
great lesson. So it taught me two things. I don't want to be a hotel chef. And I understand that I want to be the type of chef that is allowed to showcase their creativity. I didn't see the sun for 4 months.
So in terms of being a chef in a hotel, how does that work? Are you primarily the head, like the only chef, or there's different chefs and then you all like work?
Yeah, so
around the
there's
clock?
a whole team
Okay.
for any service. So because there was a restaurant, but it was also within a hotel. So we
Okay.
also had to serve room service.
Do they have set menus that you had to abide to, or could you?
No, could
No.
what?
No.
No. See, I remember my first week of training. They had pictures of each dish.
Wow.
Exactly how the strawberry is meant to look.
Right.
The swoop of the chocolates is how
Right.
it's meant to look this way. The position of the dessert is meant to be this way. And I thought to myself, I can't skew it. No. They will trash it because it has
Yeah.
to look the same each and every time.
Consistency, yeah.
Consistency. But in my head, I was thinking, where is one able to?
Be creative.
Thank you very
Be
much.
myself.
Exactly. Coupled with the fact that I would start at 4 a.m. in the morning, finish about
Damn.
2, 3 in the afternoon, and I started in winter. And then, so
It
I
was
didn't see the
dark
sun.
all throughout.
And I was like, this is not for me. So I quit, I left, and then I started going on LinkedIn, started sending my CVs out there. This is my experience. I don't have too much of it, but this is how, I want to be as a chef. And then luckily I was able to go to a little place called I don't know if you guys know where the Saatchi Gallery is in Chelsea. So there's a restaurant that's attached to that. And the head chef at the time was like, you know what? I like your vibe. Come through. And I would say it was a pivotal moment for me because we did casual dining, we did fine dining, and we did events. So everything that I needed to learn as a chef, I learned it there. Skills, suppliers, having, how to manage a team. And I worked every single section. Grill, I did it. Pastry, I did it. Running the pass, I did it. Pot wash, I did it. Because you need to know that if anybody decides not to show up to work, you need to be able to, exactly, you need to be able to fill that position. So I learned so much
Was
there.
it something you decided you wanted to do, or was that the agenda everyone had to?
No, so I knew that that's what I wanted to do. Because
Okay.
for me, my end goal was I want to open my own restaurant.
Okay.
So I was like, the only way you're going to be able to do that is learn every section.
Right.
The only thing I wasn't privileged to do was front of house. But growing up with me and my family, we are very much... So my mom is a Ijebu, my dad is from Abeokuta.
Oh, nice.
And, we like to party. Open states.
Yes, no.
So when it comes to front of house hospitality, we have it down.
Lockdown.
There's nothing that's going to stop us from ensuring that whatever experience you're having with us, it's top notch.
It's the best,
right?
yeah.
So
Because they'll be talking about it with their friends.
I said
Did you go to that person's party?
Thank you. So today people are still talking about my wedding. Sorry to gloat, but it was a great wedding. Even my sisters, when people come to me, oh my God, Simi, that your wedding from 2013.
Yes,
that.
no.
And I was like, that's because we took our time to ensure the experience was great. So fast track, doing all that, did that for about maybe 18 months. Then I got pregnant with my first child, and my doctor said, you can't work. And I was like, what do you mean you can't work? Like, you're chatting rubbish, right? But little did I know that God had a grand design for my life. So had my first child, took some time off, and then went to dinner with a few friends of mine. And at that point, I was trying to think, okay, I want to go back into, the restaurant. I need to start looking for jobs. I didn't want to go back to where I was because I'd gotten everything I needed from there. I needed a great new outlet. And a friend was like, oh, so what type of cuisine do you want to do? I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. I want to start doing my own supper clubs and things like that. She was like, pause. There's a place that's going to open very soon. I'm going to introduce you to the head chef, have a chat with him, send him a DM. I'll let him know about you. And that is what we know today as Ikoyi London.
Wow.
I was gonna ask, in terms of, because other I'll say jobs or works that you require certain skill set. Say for example, if you're playing football, you require a certain level of skill set. That when you took time off for that year, like raising the child and everything, did you ever feel at a period like I might lose touch, like I might lose my skill?
So,
or were you how did you stay?
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you, but when you can drive, no matter how long you stay away from driving, you can drive.
Yes, that's what, like, it's like riding a bicycle.
Okay, so
You
it's
will
sort of
feel
like
insecure.
muscle memory.
It's muscle memory.
Okay.
You'll feel insecure because you're going back into a high level situation. Anybody that has worked in a restaurant understands, like, there's no room for laziness or being lackadaisical or just, you know, resting back. Like, it's a high pressure environment. So that's the only thing I was nervous about. Like, oh, have I lost my touch in keeping up to pace? Because I've been out of the kitchen for so long, but not necessarily in terms of like my skill set.
Okay.
Exactly.
You mentioned Ikoyi, London. So I just wanted to bring me back to you as a person. What is sort of your Lagos or your Nigeria to the UK story? Like, how did that come about? Why did you decide to move here?
Okay.
And
It wasn't a personal choice.
Okay. Well, if you're looking back now, I'm sure you're happy they made you do it.
Oh no! I mean, hey, you know, the alternative was dire, should I say? So, oh gosh, so I was in QC. So those of you that don't know QC, Queen's College, Yaba.
Sabo Yaba.
I could literally walk from there to my uncle's house where we used to live in Yaba as well. So, you know, if my driver decided that he was being late, the pivot was that.
We might have been in Lagos at the same time because
possibly.
I lived in Alagomeji growing up, and QC is not far from us.
Not far from there. Yeah. You know, so so I was in QC, and prior to that, I was at Grange, which is a primary school that was in Ikeja. And going from Grange to QC was a culture shock in itself because I hadn't been exposed to that environment. And I would say that I wasn't thriving. And my parents were like, oh, okay. You know what?
When you say you weren't thriving, in
Like,
what way? Like academically?
Academically.
Okay.
I mean, I would pass, but then, you know when your parents feel like, you're better than what the grades that you're bringing home, right? And they couldn't understand the reason why, because you've been doing so well at Grange, all of a sudden you're here and you're not, you know, passing in the way that we expect you to pass. So I think they probably looked at it like, if she stays here, she's obviously not going to achieve what she's meant to achieve. And rather than them saying, oh, go to Atlantic Hall, go to Dowen College, go back to Grange, they decided, no, we're going to send you to England. You know,
that's such a flex.
No, I literally woke up one day and they're like, oh, your suitcase are packed, you're going on a flight. I said, it's the middle of the school year. Where am I going to? Oh, no, you know, we just thought that, you know. And I was like, I don't understand. What do you mean you thought that, you know? Can you guys explain? And Nigerian parents have this issue of doing things without permission.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right?
Permission from where?
Who are they getting it
Exactly.
from?
No, maybe it's not even permission, but at least walk me through it.
Nah,
Don't just throw me
they don't
into the
understand
deep.
that ideology
Nah.
about parenting.
I
nah.
know they don't, but I would say maybe new generation of parents were doing better in terms of speaking with our children and understanding their emotions and mental health. So, came to England. You know, I mean,
Were you
we
alone?
traveled. Yeah, I was the first.
Before
what age
you
was
came,
This was
Sorry,
I was
Alice.
probably maybe 13, 14 at the time.
Wow.
Yeah. So I thought, because we've been coming to summer in London.
oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Yeah,
So in my head, I was thinking, oh, I'm probably going to be around here. No. They took me. So I don't know if people know this. If anybody knows Worcestershire sauce, Worcester sauce, there's a town that's named after.
Yeah.
That's where I went.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So it was a little town called Great Malvern. And there's a school there at the time called Great Malvern Girls College. And it was one of those places, okay, Nigerians go there. But I was like, I'm surrounded by hills.
you're surrounded by what?
Hills. The hills.
Oh, okay,
are
okay.
alive. Do you know what I mean?
Countryside.
Thank you.
Proper country.
Proper country. And at the time, you had to take at least 2 or 3 trains to get there. And I was like, am I really? Is this where?
Hogwarts.
You know, and I was like, you know what, fine. But the great thing about them sending me there was that it exposed me to subjects that I never knew existed. We did textiles.
Like geography.
Geography, thank you very much.
History.
You know, history. No, I mean, no, we did
I'm sure we
social
did-
sciences
there was-
in Nigeria
yeah.
at the time. But for the life of me, someone was like, oh, don't you remember when we used to do Nigerian Great States and Clinical? I was like, no, the one that's me, I remember is when the World War One, because that's, you know, we didn't study the same history that you people study, but that's when I got introduced to food
Did you
tech.
do food tech?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what really, like, I was like, it's a subject.
Yeah.
Because in Nigeria, you do what? Home economics. But then home economics, last time they would teach you how to cook.
Yeah, food and nutrition. And then how to,
Exactly.
how to maintain the
sew.
house.
Thank you. It's
No,
not the
that's
same.
literally what they used to do.
Yeah. And so I did food tech. And I was like, you can't study this. So the whole time, even during GCSEs and A-levels, I would, try to sneak it in. So, but when it became like, okay, I had to do something serious, obviously there was backlash. But, like I said, God has a grand design for everything in your life. What's meant to be for you will surely be for you. Yeah. So Ikoyi London came, met with the guy. The place was still under construction. We had a lovely conversation. This is someone that probably didn't even know my background, And it was like, we vibe. I like you. When can you start? And I was like, when do you need me? And it was like, okay, this is the date that we're doing our soft launch, and this is da-da-da-da. And I was like, okay, cool, bet. I'll be there. So went there, met other chefs that I'm so very close with till date. And, it's been, I would say, the greatest eye-opener, the greatest audacity when it comes to culinary. Because, I understood Nigerian cuisine. I understood British cuisine. And I always knew that there's definitely a way to merge the two. But for me to physically see the representation of it, I was like,
it's not making sense.
It's making sense. No, exactly. Like in my head, when your mind is blown, but then it's blown to the point where I was like, I have permission to go outside the realms of, what is standard Nigerian. Thank you, what the norm is. I know, Ikoyi got dragged for putting bone marrow on the jollof rice. But I was like, it tasted bomb. I don't know what people are talking about, right? It's the one jollof rice that I think I'll probably still eat till today because...
Wait, when you say bone marrow, they sipped out the bone marrow?
No. Like the bone marrow, so we take it out, we rest it, we roast it, we blow torch it, we sprinkle a little bit of salt on it, put it like that with the bone on it. And people got freaked out. They're like, where's the meat? We're like... This is not Nigerian food that's done in a pretty way. This is just using West African produce to recreate something special. So having to get people to understand the concept of the cuisine was a hurdle. But we did it. And not only did we do it, we did it well enough that it became a recognized restaurant. We got a Michelin star within the first year of opening. Not many people are able to have that achievement. And the next phase of what entered my mind was, if you guys can do it, meaning Jeremy being non-African. His business partner is Nigerian, is a Yoruba boy. And, but he handles front of house and other business side of things. But if you guys are able to do it, there's nothing stopping me from doing it. Yeah. Exactly. There's nothing stopping A, B, C, D, E. And it was at the cusp of when I believe Nigeria as a whole was coming around to the concept of culinary, being a chef, the hospitality industry, the creative industry as a whole, it's worth it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's not just,
it's
you want to be a cook. No, exactly. It's actually, a well sought after industry right now. Absolutely. The amount of people that are craving the opportunity to let their creative juices flow. Let's not start. Let's not start.
Just let that girl rest. Let her rest, please. Let her rest.
She had the audacity to do it, and I applaud her.
Let her rest.
But the rest of it, maybe she should go to Reddish Corner, to try and
no, let her rest, please.
Sorry.
It's
guys.
Chef Dami the legend.
Let her rest, please. Let her rest.
She did great things. No, I applaud her for it.
No, be honest. Do you think she actually did great things?
She had the audacity to do it.
It's the audacity, bro. Come on.
It's the audacity to do it that's great.
Just her even attempting it.
The culinary prowess of things is not...
It's not, but
do you not feel like it's like an offense to you? That's actually taking time to master your skills.
That's another conversation.
You want to be nice.
No, it's not even trying to be nice. The whole conversation of chef versus cook.
They are two different. Yeah,
she's a cook.
Yeah, no, they're two different things.
They're two different
Absolutely.
things.
Would you say as a chef, you create an experience?
So not all chefs create experiences.
Right.
Some people are happy to be line cooks. Some people are happy to be in the brigade. Some people are just happy to be in the environment. But maybe they don't have the creativity to
Activity.
express themselves or to bring about new dishes. Not everybody has that. Some people are even better suited to being executive chefs where they're just in a leadership position because they know how to manage a team.
Right.
Not everybody is called to create recipes. Not everybody is called to plate nicely. I mean, I remember when I started, I look back at some of my dishes and I'm like, oh, Mom,
Did I
What
do
was I
this?
do
doing?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you give yourself time to grow. But not some people are just happy to stay
Where they are.
You know?
Yeah. So saying that, would you? Sorry to cut you.
No,
would
go
you
on.
say you're an artist? You express yourself through your food.
Oh, 100%.
Ooh.
100%.
It's a skill,
It's,
Yeah.
It's not a skill. It's a talent.
Yeah.
They're two different
Yeah.
things. You can acquire
I'll
a skill, you
disagree,
can
though.
acquire talent. There's no a talent is something that you are born with.
Okay, so you feel like you're born with it.
100%.
Let her land.
100%.
Come on.
I know
Born
this
with
about
it.
myself. I give myself those particular flowers.
But when you say you're born with it, when you were young, like were you cooking or?
See, so anyone that
You
used to
didn't
come
hear her
to-
say she did on food tech and she
No,
No, I'm not
even
talking about
then.
like
Even
going
when I
to
was in
food tech.
Lagos.
Like she-
when you are at home as a
Yes,
child.
Being
even when I was
interested in
Lagos, we were
food.
privileged enough. So we have moved from Yaba to Surulere. We stayed in I don't know if you guys know where National Stadium is.
National Stadium,
there's
Surulere,
an estate quite close to there. I don't want to say the
There's a
location.
what?
There's an estate.
Estate.
Oh,
that's
okay,
quite
okay.
close to there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
That's where we moved to. And any one of my friends or cousins that used to come to our house for the weekend, there's nothing stopping me from going to Park and Shop to go and buy things to create pizza.
Wow.
And it would become like a thing. We'll build our own pizzas and do things like that. And we're like, between the ages of like maybe between 8 and 12, before I got sent to England, grandma's birthday, I'm baking. When my parents decided, okay, they'll get a chef, I'm in the kitchen. I want to see what they are doing.
So it's been
you're a
there.
chef 'cause
When
they'll
are
wear their
these
white
they're born in
jacket.
Indomie?
What Indomie are you born in? What Indomie are you
When I
born
was
in?
in like
Hey!
school, obviously, from year 9 till GCSEs, obviously there wasn't a kitchen, but when we got to A levels, we had a kitchen with a hob. Independence Day, we're all coming together, we're cooking. So I knew, like deep down,
This was like
it wasn't my blood. Do you know what I mean? As a family as a whole, we are very creative. My sister sings. My other sister is an artist, in terms of like fine art. She does architecture. She's into that. My other sister, she's more creative when it comes to reading people's emotions and trying to understand people's perspective of things. My grandma does ashoke. Like, it's in our blood. So one of my other cousins, she's like an influence. Like, we're doing things that allow us to express ourselves. So when I say talent, it did my body. Yeah.
So you're just an artist expressing yourself.
So-
Obviously.
100%.
In terms of what was the first certification that you had to get, like official certification, and what's the most recent one that you have?
Okay, so when you want to be a chef or even like a waitress, anyone that handles food, you need to have a level 2 food safety
food and
hygiene.
hygiene.
So that was like the first official certification. Ever since, once you have that, you have it's for life. Even though I think it's a bit sketchy, it's good to go back and renew if you can afford to renew it, just so that you're up to date with the information that is happening out there. But once you have that, you're good to go. Went to culinary school, got my diplomas, I'm good to go.
Do you think that satisfies you as a chef?
What's that? The certification?
Yeah. Do you think you need that
So
to be able to call yourself a chef?
no.
Okay.
So for me, a chef is someone that is able to express themselves through food,
Okay.
right? It's not just feeding my family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody can do that. Even my son, if last, he can put cereal together. He's a cook.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? But if you're able to see random ingredients, put them in a beautiful way, and bring something to it, for me, that is a chef. Whether self-taught or you go to culinary school. And as I said at the beginning, I'm the sort of person where I needed culinary school because I know the kind of person I am.
Right.
I needed someone to tell me it's wrong. If you're going to be self-taught, there's nobody telling you right or wrong.
Right.
You can be doing the wrong thing, even though the finished product is great.
Good.
But your skills that you're learning might be wrong because someone's not there to correct your technique, right? But as long as you have the passion for it, go for it. At the same time, I always tell people, understand the type of chef you want to be it in a restaurant, be in a hotel, be in the private dining space, because each one has its own skill set, right? If you're going to be a private dining chef, you don't need to go to a restaurant. If you want to open a restaurant, you need to work in a restaurant. You need to understudy because you'll be shocked by the amount of things that doesn't have to do with cooking that you need. And then you open a restaurant and you wonder why you've closed in 6 months.
Yes,
Right.
Do you know what I
true.
mean? You need to understand food costing. You need to understand how to deal with difficult people. You need to understand, what's the cut-off time for the supplier? I mean, I need fish tomorrow. Sorry, fish market closes on Friday. What are you going to do? Do you know what I mean? But it's those sort of things that... So when I see people who just randomly wake up tomorrow and say, I'm a chef. But anybody can cook, but not everybody can be a chef. So it grinds my gears when I see people just wake up tomorrow. I'm a chef, so and so. And I'm like,
How?
thank you.
How? When?
How? When? What's your progress? I don't even need to see it, but I need to be able to understand it. I'm like, okay, you did this, and this. Nobody knows, but you did it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's conversations that I'll have with chefs that I'll be like, I see you. I understand you. And there's some conversations that I'll have with cooks that call themselves chefs, and I'll be like,
No, you need to go back.
thank you very much. But yeah.
So I just want to have another question. What two things what ties do you have between Lagos and London?
Apart from going back for Dirty December, so for me, Lagos is a way for me to just get away from the rat race, so to speak. So London is primarily where I work, is where I have most of my events, and Lagos is an opportunity for me to just delve myself back into the culture, understand, okay, what's trending, what produce, what's in season. Is New Yam Festival is happening. Oh my God, does that mean I can introduce yam into my dish? Guava is growing right now. Do you know what I mean? So it's just an opportunity for me to just tap back into the system, tap back into the culture, understand new things.
Do you cook whilst you're out there?
I do.
Okay.
I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, I do. I actually have chefs that I rely on as well back home if I have to do events. But I don't cook every time I'm home. So the last time I was home was over the summer. I didn't cook at all, and people were annoyed. They're like, you came all the way and you didn't even do one Chef Sia's round table. I was like, no, because I came to support other people, because I can see the growth of our industry. It's beautiful right now. I remember when it was just me and maybe 4 other people. There was Chef Regs, there was Chef Eros, and maybe a couple of other people. There weren't so many females, and even within the females, they weren't out there in terms of having a social footprint. So I would look left, I would look right. I didn't see anybody. But now, you can throw stone, you'll find chef.
Yeah.
But you would actually find a good enough chef, not people just calling themselves chefs. So it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see.
You just said that there weren't so many female back in Nigeria. Is that the same in the UK as well?
So when I first started, I would see females in the kitchen. But every time I worked, I was probably the only black female chef in the space.
Sorry, because when we see the word chef,
yes,
it's very synonymous to a white man.
Yeah,
That's why even I still struggle. It's nothing. It's just conditioning to say, Chef Sia. Just knowing okay, this person is female. Yeah. It's not me being misogynistic or anything.
Yeah,
it's just sort of the way society as we've grown up in society. But it's very very dope to see. This is a female that's doing it. Yeah, but it's just.
So that's the thing. I mean, I really don't understand why that is. So for me, my inspiration, especially when I was growing up, if I wasn't doing it at school, I was watching Food Network. And most of the people that inspired me were not the male
have a particular person that you looked
I don't know
up
if you know Ina Grattan. She does Barefoot Contessa.
Oh.
She was a big... Because I thought to myself, she's able to
very
cook
nice.
Everything. And then also host. And I really, in my head, I was like, I can't wait to get married. Me too, in my own house. I'll cook really 6-course meals. Yeah. Because she really carried you through the process. I mean, it was great to see the males do what they were doing. Then I also watched Chopped. And Chopped was one of those shows where you get mystery baskets. And they just have to.
I remember. Yeah, you could just cook. Yeah, you could whatever from whatever
you see in there, you just make
a good dish out of it within a certain amount of time. So it also allows those that are creative to be creative. And then you had shows like Top Chef, you had Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
So all of those shows, it was really a barrage of oh wow, there are people doing it out there, and it wasn't just white males.
Did you think of going on any shows?
Nope, I am not built for that. I know my lane.
Would you survive on MasterChef Australia with Gordon Ramsay, the time and everything?
If I wasn't constrained by time, I know I would get to finals. I give
Wow.
myself that. I give myself
Come
that,
on.
right? When it comes
Talk
to
your
flavors. But because I'm the sort of person where I want to see that plantain. I want to feel it. I want to touch it. I'm like, okay, is it ripe enough? What can I do with this? Because everybody knows plantain is from green to black.
Yes.
Each thing has its own use,
Yeah.
right? You can't use a green to make plantain. So I have one of my dishes is plantain toffee pudding that I do.
Yeah, so
right?
very-
I can't use the green plantain for that dish. I have to use ripe plantains
plantain.
just so that I can make sure that's really nice, really sweet. Get all that sugar from the plantain, the sweetness and all of that. And I thought to myself, if I go on all those shows and they give me the wrong plantain, what am I going to do? I'll have to start pivoting in my mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, because they at the same time they don't understand the reference point for some of our dishes. So even if I start cooking certain things, so I was having a conversation with some of the chefs when I was in Lagos, and I was like, okay, what is pepper soup? Pepper soup is a broth, right? If I want to reimagine pepper soup, I would make it into a consommé. Consommé is a French dish, very similar, still like a broth, but it's clear.
Yeah.
It's very clear, like it's transparent. You can see through it.
Or is this the French one? Is this as spicy as our one?
No, they don't have a pepper soup in their dish, but they have what you call a consommé.
Okay.
Right? It's the process of cooking it to get it to be nice and clear. But there's no way I'm going to cook pepper soup, even if it's goat meat. A little bit of that goat meat fat is going to seep through.
We'll have
And
colour.
because of that, it's going to make my broth cloudy. If I present that dish as a consommé, they'll say, well, it's not a consommé because it's cloudy. But then I have to explain to them, like, the reason why it's like this is because of this. Do you know what I mean? And then the reference points of the taste and everything, they might not understand it to judge it precisely. Nowadays, I think they're getting better because we've had a few African chefs go on these platforms, and push the boundaries. But even most recently, I think there was a show called I can't remember the name of the show, but there was a
Is it the pastry one?
There was an Afro-Caribbean guy, Chef Dom, that is currently at the Langham doing like a mini, like Jamaican menu or a Caribbean menu, should I say, at the moment. So it's great to see the boundaries being pushed, but for me, I wouldn't go on those shows because I need time to be creative enough to be able to express myself on a plate. Even down to plating. For me, like, it takes time from like, okay, where do I want to put this? Where do I want to put that? Because I talk to myself. Ask any of the chefs that works with me. They can tell when I'm in the zone. Because they'll just see me in the corner and I'm like, and they'll just be looking at me.
Which is very good.
I agree.
Very good.
They'll be looking at me. And then I'll now go back, like, okay, guys, make sure you do. And they were like, what happened? And I was like, no, like, were you talking to us? I was like, no, I'm talking to myself because I need to process.
Yeah, I was setting that.
Yeah, I need to break down what it's going to be like. And they're like, but you were just, and I mean.
Do you find yourself, when you're away from the kitchen, do you find yourself still thinking about food, how you want to put things together? And
like right now I'm working on my menu for the next year and it's at the back of my mind, like, okay, I haven't finished testing everything. I still need to go and buy goat's meat tomorrow because I have an event that is coming up. It's always at the back of my mind, even when I sleep. Apart from my family and my kids and everybody in family life, food is always at the back of my mind. Always.
I have two questions.
Yeah.
You mentioned now Nigerian chefs are pushing the boundary.
Yes.
Obviously, in Lagos too, there's so many varieties now. If you're doing fine dining in Lagos, do you think most of because everyone says it's overpriced? What's your opinion on that? I know a lot of your friends are they're the ones putting all in people's pocket. Because they say like spaghetti bolognese, 75,000 naira.
Yeah.
Cost of living crisis is touching everybody.
That's one of the questions. And the second one is, what is Chef Sia's round table?
Okay, so I answered the second question because it's pretty straightforward. So the round tables are tasting experiences that I curate. So it's usually 6 to 10 courses, either with wine pairings or cocktail pairings. Everything tells a story. So I come out and usually 3-4 hour event. I don't expect anybody to be rushing off to anything because I'll come out with each course, explain the story behind it, explain the inspiration behind it, and the reason why I've paired it with a particular drink or
why is that necessary though? I see a lot of chefs do it, explaining the process and telling people.
Education. It's education.
Is that just synonymous with fine dining or
no? You don't have to. Especially if the menu is printed in front of them. I don't have to handhold you.
Okay.
However, it's storytelling. It's part of the experience, letting them, carrying them through the journey from the start to the end, especially if they're coming to experience a menu that they've never had before.
It's like going to a gallery. The artist stands there and explains what the art is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
In your round tables, when people have registered, do they know what they're coming to eat, or they just come and then you just blow their mind? Or...
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I display the menu. Sometimes it's blind tasting. I just need to know dietary requirements.
Okay.
Sometimes I will even tell them, if you have any dietary requirements, don't bother, because I don't want to have to worry about having to cater to people's different needs, especially if I'm trying to tell a particular type of story. But usually, I might, post the menu or part of the menu, tease their minds a little bit. But for me, it's really the great way for me to test a new menu, or to just carry them on a journey and educate people about Nigerian cuisine or West African cuisine as a whole. The first question about cost of things is...
Sorry, before you answer that,
yeah.
what is that one meal people keep coming back for?
I would say right now, it's a toss-up between my goat croquettes with the spicy zobo jam and my oxtail stew. So most recently, I think I must have done an event a while ago, and someone sent an inquiry in and said, I remember you served this dish, and that's the only reason why I'm inquiring.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, this event was like January, February. For the fact that it's retained in your mind for this long. And I was like, you did something.
Took him back to his gram.
You did something. Do you know
Took
what
him
I
back
mean?
to his gram. Childhood.
Because one thing I love to do is I like to touch on nostalgia if I can, here and there. Not necessarily the whole menu, but I really love to be able to, have something on the menu that transports you back, especially if you grew up in Nigeria for any part of your life. So one of the things that I have on my menu right now, which I use as a vessel for ice cream or parfaits or cold desserts, is Milo Gari. So anyone that went to boarding house. I don't call it boarding school. Boarding house. There's a clear distinction. Boarding school, you are catered to. Boarding house is survivor.
It's a jungle.
Thank you very much. I didn't go to boarding house.
I did.
You did. So I didn't, but I learned from the friends that I had at the time. And one of everybody's, sweet treats.
Milo. Pudding
Gary,
paper.
exactly.
Iron it.
Thank you very much. And
That was snack.
nice.
It's a snack. Thank you very much. So, and I thought to myself, there's definitely a way to elevate that and touch on that nostalgic experience of. So if you had that particular experience, you have it in a refined way on a plate. Do you know what I mean? So, so I would say, food is just a gateway for expression. For me, it's a love language.
So you said it's the what croquet? Sorry,
Goat croquettes.
goat croquette.
So if you have asu,
Oh yeah.
so that's
And the
the
other one?
inspiration behind that. And oxtail stew with
Oxtail
plantain.
stew. Okay, I see you've already ignored. You don't want to answer the question about.
No. I'll answer that question because it's very bold. Because even me, myself, I have a budget, 250K. I want to be able to eat in like 4 or 5 restaurants. I could easily do that 2-3 years ago, even pre-COVID. Now you will spend that in one place, right? And then I look at what I'm getting, and I'm like, someone here has definitely not done their homework, or you think we're all fools, or you think we're all stupid. No, they're taking the piss. I agree with you. They are taking
thank
the
you so
piss,
much. So you even
100%.
agree, yeah.
However, there are places where they are curating experiences where I can understand why they've put the price tag there. Because if you're coming to my own place, I know how much I charge, and so people will be like, yeah. Chef Sia, is there any way we can? And I'm like, no, I know my worth. If you know your worth, and if you know what you're bringing to the table, and you can guarantee satisfaction,
Right.
you wouldn't mind spending. Do you know what I mean? Especially, like I said, if you know your worth. It's people, like you said, that are giving me penne Alfredo or, lasagna, and you want to charge
Aesthetics.
me. And I'm like,
100,000,
no,
120.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay
Fish,
that
5
for
million.
that. But if you're taking on a journey,
Right.
I'm glad to pay what. In fact, 200K, I'm only eating 2 things. Fair enough. As long as it ticks the boxes.
My friend was saying cocktails, mocktails, they're like 15K.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, if you are curating a cocktail from scratch, so for instance, so a friend of mine runs a restaurant called Ona Lagos.
Yeah, I know now.
Right. So she runs a space called Ona Lagos. And one of her drinks, the monkey tail, that dish transformed my life when I tasted it.
Dish, or is it a drink?
It's a drink.
Okay.
Cocktail.
And by the time she walked me through the process
Monkey tail.
to extract the flavors for that dish, I'm ready to pay 15K, 17K for it. Because I understand she has taken her time to ensure that cocktail, it is what it is. However, if you're going to just give me Zopotini and you want to charge me 15K, I will slap you because it doesn't make any sense to me.
it doesn't.
You took
Milkshake.
Zobo
Overly
syrup,
priced.
you took and like
Or
what's that?
25K milkshake.
Do you know what I mean? Like no, but like I said, it's down to what you've pushed into it. I don't agree with everybody's prices, especially if you're not giving me an experience. Like nah, I won't pay it. I will call somebody. I'll be like, hi, I'm a chef as well, and I understand that you want to make your money back. However, I didn't like this. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. Who can I speak to get a discount? Because
Do you
I'm
do
not
that?
paying. I do. Even here, I do everywhere. If I don't like something, I'm not paying. Pay what? And I'm not going to pay in full. I will definitely let my voice be heard. One way or the other. There's no point. Me personally, anyone that's been to, at least with the intimate ones that I do at my supper clubs, ask everybody. I want to know what you didn't like. I don't want to hear, oh my God, I really love the fish.
That's how you grow.
That's how you
Thank
learn.
you. What didn't you like?
Yeah.
It can just be the way they serve the plate.
Right.
I need to know something. Oh, I would have loved more texture in the dish. You might not know the texture you're after, but just giving me that note gets me thinking like, oh, okay, I can do about crisp with this. Oh, if I do amala dim sum with that, what do you know what I mean? Because people are doing it. People are having the audacity to do crazy things with food. How are you going to know you're going to do it if someone doesn't give you positive criticism in any way, shape, or I'm not saying be mean, because people can be mean.
Yeah.
But you just have a tough skin. I mean,
Yeah.
one of my chefs, I remember back today, threw a plate at me. By the time it was end of service, Simi, should we go grab a beer? I said, it's too weird. Like, you know what I mean? But then I understood that service is service.
Yeah.
Outside of that, we're cool.
We're good.
Do you know what I mean? So have a tough skin, but be ready to take on feedback that will enable you to grow. Any chef that doesn't take feedback on, it's just their ego.
Yes.
That is,
Yes, true.
But
What's your biggest achievement?
Ooh, gosh. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Put you on the spot.
I would say there was a supper club I did when I was pregnant with the twins. This was before everywhere shut down. I think I served about 7 courses.
7 courses.
Yeah, 7
Damn.
courses.
I just like tapas are like proper
No,
meals.
proper
Wow.
meals.
Wow, that's
Because one thing
massive.
I pride myself in that you'll be full. You'll
Just
be full.
to put, talking about money, how much is a Chef Sia's roundhouse? If I'm
Round
coming-
table.
Round table, sorry.
Okay, so at the moment, it truly depends on how many courses I'm going to do. But starting cost is usually about £100 per head.
Oh, okay.
Considering that it's also wine pairing or cocktail
Wow.
pairing.
Okay.
Minimum. But again, it depends on how many courses I'm going
That's
to.
fair enough.
Yeah. And that particular event, it taught me that.
Was that here in London?
It was here in London.
Okay.
It was in Mayfair. That particular event, I didn't realize that, it had an effect on people. I didn't even know some of the people that were at that event knew my parents, knew my siblings.
Wow.
Because they recognized me, but I didn't recognize them. And they had sent messages like, the meal
That's
that
how
we
you know you've
just
made
had.
it, People know you, but you don't know them.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And they sent messages to like my parents and my sister that what she has just done, like it's like wow.
Mind-blowing.
Exactly. Fast forward a few years later, I have another round table. And one of the guests at that round table, she was like, you've done it again. And I was like, because obviously I don't know everybody that has been. And she was like, I don't know if you remember, there was one that you did, in March, just before, everywhere shut down. That I went to that one and I had such an amazing time.
Wow.
And I'm back again and I can see
Such
that
an
you've
impression.
elevated.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, like, oh, wow. Like, you don't know the effect that you have on other people unless they voice it out. So I would say that was a huge turning point for me, because soon after that, I would say I went into what I would like to coin. Writers have blogs, chefs as well. We have them. And I went into a space where I didn't want to be creative. I was just like,
you were being repetitive.
It just felt like it was the same thing I was doing over again. And then obviously, I had motherhood to handle. Then it was COVID. Everybody was in the house. And I just didn't want to cook. Everybody was like, do something for us. Like, should be at least you, because you are considered, what was that coin that they like to use during that time?
Essential worker.
But at least you can go to
do
Sainsbury's, even if you want to go 3 times a day, because, and I was like, I don't feel like cooking. And I felt like I was in such a rut until that was when Clubhouse became a big thing.
Right.
I went on Clubhouse for one of these things, and it was just for chefs. And, someone said something about, that they've been going through the same thing, but that they cooked a dish that really ignited them. And they were just asking people about their journeys and their stories and this and that. Then they came to me, and I was like, yeah, me, I'm Chef Sia. And then someone in the audience was like, oh, I know you. And I was like, all the way here in Clubhouse. I was like, oh, hi. I belong. Thank you. Like, oh, that we haven't been seeing you pose. You haven't done it, And I was like, yeah, I've just, been in a rut. I was like, don't give up. Keep going. Whatever you do, even if you're just going to cook one thing, keep going, because people are looking up to you. And I was like, me. I was like, oh, people are whining me. But, and I would say with that, it reignited a passion in me that I was like, you know what? Go back out there, start exploring other things, start, trying different things. And I would say since then, it's been up.
I think that happens to a lot of creatives. You touch a certain point and you just feel like, I've sort of like, fulfillment. You're fine. You're content with what you've actually achieved. Then you sort of like look for another. You have to
say another challenge for yourself.
Exactly. You mentioned you were cooking whilst you were pregnant. So you mentioned you had a firstborn, and then you also said twins. Wow. How do you balance work and life?
God.
What's an answer? But please go in depth.
No. In all honesty, it's God, because looking back, I was like,
sorry, is your spouse is very, very helpful.
Oh yes.
Shout out, man.
Yes. No, he didn't have a choice.
No.
We were all stuck in the same house during COVID.
He's done his thing.
No, but he did his... No. He did his bits.
And they'll be bashing Yoruba guy.
Yes.
And they'll be...
Come on.
Oh my God. Shout out my brother.
I have to give him his kudos. Like, come on. He did his bits.
Behind every successful woman is a successful Yoruba man.
Take
that from here. Take that from here.
It goes both ways. No, but I mean, we used to do shift work now. I mean, so I'll do 3 hours, I'll take a nap. We'll do 3 hours, it takes a nap. My mom would do her own, takes a nap. And then during the day, my dad would be out. It was literally like everybody take your own bits, But apart from that, I would say when I had the one child, it was easier. So when I had my firstborn, I was at Ikoyi, London. And God did it for me. I had a great arrangement with Jeremy, because I told him, look, I'm the only staff with a kid. I was literally the only one. I wasn't the only one that was married. I think I was probably there were only maybe 2 of us that were married. Yeah. Meanwhile, all of us were probably 31 and under at the time that we first opened. So it was a young space. Everybody was frolic. Yeah. Restaurants. Yeah, very incestuous, but so I told him, like, look, we're not all on the same lane. Yeah. We're not all following the same path of life. I'm married and I have a kid. School finishes 6:30. If you're not there within 10 minutes of picking up, they add a bill.
Yeah.
If you're not there within 20 minutes, they add another bill. If you're not there within 30 minutes, they call child services.
Wait, when you say a bill, are you talking about £100?
Yeah, you get fined.
You get fined.
You get fined.
You get fined. I think it's like what, like maybe £10 for every.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get fined.
But then it can rack up if you're late every day. You know. And then that kind of situation.
Yeah.
And
I think our generation would have a lot of people that will be picking their children late from school.
Yeah, you just want to take your child to school, because if you are late consistently, they'll write you up and say sorry. It's not beneficial, because the people that are there, they have like their own lives too.
They would write to you.
So it's just one of those situations where I was lucky enough to have a great schedule. So yeah, so I would work every day of the week, but then I would close at like maybe 5, just before dinner service is about to start. So I would help them set up and do everything they needed to do, and then rush to pick up my kid because I needed that whole hour from Piccadilly to get to where I was living at the time. And no, it was such a blessing because my route to pick my child up and then to go home, make dinner at home after working all day in a restaurant and trying to balance it up, I would say it was only grace of God, because there were times where I would cry and be like, is this my life? Every
Adult
day.
life.
And they start, you can't just stop.
No.
You know what I mean?
I'm still
You can't
real.
just stop. But I had a great support system. My sisters also didn't live too far away from me. So even if my husband had to travel for work or wherever the case may be and I was running late, I knew that my sisters could easily pick up my kid from school, you know. And at the same time, my child saw me. Because one thing, you know, as a mom, you feel guilt.
Right.
Mom guilt, 100%, for not being there for your child, raising them up.
That
you know,
you're putting your passion before them.
Exactly. And like I said, if I didn't have the schedule that I had and I had to be doing shift work, where I sometimes do AMs or PMs or late night shifts and things like that, even though I still do them. So for instance, you know, maybe in a month, because I know my schedule, I know my husband's schedule, I'll tell my husband, hey, you know, this next 3 days, are you cool if I do double shifts? It means more money for us, you know? And he was like, yeah, cool, no problem. So I'll let Jeremy know. So that it also gives people that want to take a break. So everybody knows like, oh, if Simi can do it, it means I have an extra day off or an extra evening off because I'm going to fulfill that gap for whoever is there, you know? So it was stressful. And then I had the twins. I mean, I didn't even know I was pregnant with them for like the first few months. So I was still working to doing all we're doing and everything, and trying to balance everything. And I was like, you know, when you're feeling like
Extra load.
ill. Yeah, no, I was feeling ill, and someone was like, "Hey, no, just go for a checkup." Da 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 da. I was like, "Okay, cool." So I went for a checkup. What if my doctor to say, go. I said, you people are lying. I mean, because you know when you do family planning, I didn't cry. I was just bewildered. I was like, it's not possible because I'm pretty sure I'm in control of, you know, that situation. And I was like, yeah, well,
when
you know.
Jesus say yes,
Nobody can say
no, you know.
When Jesus
So I was like,
say
okay,
yes.
cool, I'm pregnant, no problem. But they've not told me to be on bed rest. I was like, okay, fine. Unlike with my first one. So I was like, okay, cool, that's all fine. So I was still working. Went for my first scan. And my doctor was like, oh, I can see 2. I said, hold on. I said, you are who?
Was your husband there?
No, because my husband, you know, because he travels for work. So I was alone. And I was like, no, we need a second opinion. Somebody's lying.
Run it back.
Thank you very much.
Run it back, Mr. Doctor.
And he was like, okay, you know, just to make sure you're aware. And he went to that, like, okay, this is Sac 1, this is Sac 2.
Oof.
And I said, so you're not lying. Like, it's real.
They play my fans.
I said, does it happen like this? He goes, yeah, you'll be surprised. I was like, let's check. You know, I was in that much shock.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I've drunk.
yeah,
I've eaten things I've not met. You know, in your mind, I was like, because I've been pregnant for like maybe about 4 months at that point in time.
Damn.
Like, I was far gone. And I was like, God, hey. So I was like, okay, you know what? When can we start doing checks to make sure that everything is okay? The guy was like, yeah, but where everything looks, everything is good to go right now. So I sat down with my husband. I was like, okay.
This is what's happening, no.
This is what I said. And the guy was like, ha, 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 ha. You know, yeah, I was like, oh, you think we're joking? Okay, no problem. I sent him the whole reports. I sent him the pictures.
Damn.
The guy called the phone on me. I was like, and I called him back. I was like, he goes, so what are we going to do? I said, you and who? We are in it together. There's nothing we can do.
My man was like, hold on.
What are we going to do? I know life can be difficult. Sometimes we turn our door to baby self.
Do you know what I mean? It was an interesting moment. And at that point in time, I was like, I have to leave my job because there's no way I'll be able to raise 3 kids with my husband while working the shifts that I'm working, while doing the journey that I'm doing. Like, even if they give me maternity leave and tell me to come back, like, how would that even look?
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, so at that point in time, I knew. However, if God had given me insight at the time and I knew that COVID was around the corner, I would have waited.
A little bit.
Just small. Just small. Because that COVID compensation that they were giving people, budget. But, you know, but I mean, everything worked out. Everything happened for a reason. So I told them, hey guys, you know, thank you so much for the experience. At this point, I think we had gotten our second star at the time.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And the guy was like, oh, are you sure everything's fine? I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant with twins. He goes, eh? I said,
Just like that.
By the way, I'm like 5 months pregnant. And the guy was like, huh? What? Because, you know, when somebody starts thinking back, the amount of work that we've done, the amount of after work things that we've worked, the guy's like,
Health
I
and
understand.
safety.
You know, so I took time off. I went to Lagos, chilled with my family, and then I came back, did that event. So I was pregnant with the twins at the time. I did that March event, and then everywhere shut down, and went into that state of I don't want to be creative anymore. And then when things started opening back up again, you know, someone was like, oh, you know, just do another round table, do something that would allow you to express yourself. And I was like, I don't want to just do that. Only for a friend of mine to message me and say, oh, you know, I have a family of 10 people. They want to eat Nigerian food, but slightly upscale. So your Ikoyi vibes and your this and that. Are you willing to do it? Because she wasn't in town to take up that job.
Right.
And I was like, sure. I mean, I'll do it if it's a favor for you. How much are they paying? Because at the time, I wasn't a private chef. And so I was like, okay, I'll figure it out. They gave me their budget. I was like, cool. And then I did it, and then they gave me great feedback. And I was like, are people doing this?
Yeah.
Do you have a team? Like, you could take on that kind of job, 10 people. Do you have somebody that, okay, fine, there's work, let's go?
So the first one I did, I just called one of my friends that I worked with at Ikoyi, because obviously I hadn't done it before.
Okay.
But a year and a half later,
But
you know, not a full team, but at least I have about
How big
4
is
or 5.
the Chef Sia team?
So I have at least 5 people that I can call at the drop of dime, because we're all private chefs as well. I would say the private chef industry is massive now. Like, it's big. And I've realized
Is it competitive?
No. No. So it's not cutthroat, should I say.
Okay.
It's competitive in the sense that they're all... So because I do Nigerian fusion, other people do African fusion. Some people do everything. Some people just do catering.
So you have
So a lot of times, even within the people that I call, a client will send all of us the same email.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And we'll all laugh about it. And it was like, well, my own price is my price. Your price is your price. This is what you offer. They will go with who they feel more comfortable paying.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So with that, it's not cutthroat, because I'm like, even me, if I can't do a job, I will recommend someone else. Because for me, at the end of the day, one of us has to eat. One of us has to be able to do that event. One of us has to be able to showcase our culture in a great light. Because if they don't do that, they're going to go to an Italian chef. They're going to go to a French chef, because they want to have that at-home experience.
Right.
So why not have that at-home experience with African cuisine? Why not have that at-home experience with something from the Caribbean, or anything that showcases our culture,
In a good
our
light.
food in a good light, you
Yeah.
know? So I did that first event, and I started thinking to myself, oh, I didn't realize that it was a thing. And, you know, with that, I did my next supper club event, and then all of a sudden I started getting inquiries for private dining. And you're like, oh, I heard you this so-and-so's whatever. Are you wanting to do this?
Is word of mouth really important in your industry?
100%. 100%.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why I say I take what I do seriously in terms of ensuring that they have a great experience.
And so they say the right things to all the people.
Because if they don't have a great experience, they're not going to speak greatly about you.
No.
And, you know, till now, I have people that, look, I don't have your money, but I've heard great things. This is my budget. I was like, okay, this is what your budget can get you.
Right.
If you really want my food, this is what you're going to...
Let's talk about money now. My wedding is happening in Greece.
Amen.
We booked the venue, everything, boom, boom, boom. I've now said, Chef Sia, come on, cater for the wedding. Give us a number.
You don't call me after you've booked your venue.
You have to call her before.
Yes.
Before you
Because
she'll plan your venue with you.
Your event now. Someone was like, oh, even if I give you £10,000, I was like, No, because if I can't cook in the venue.
Okay, we've looked over the venue together. You're fine with it. How much are you charging? My wedding is 50 people. I'm saying, okay, do whatever you can.
Is that a COVID wedding?
No, Greece, it's not everybody that might want to.
50 people is fine.
Do you want?
Okay, we want 3 starters, 3 different starters. Put in mind, I'm Nigerian. My wife is Nigerian too. 3 starters. We want 3 main courses, and we want 3 sets of dessert.
Okay, so that people can pick what they want.
Yeah, people can.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is not the same as just having a set menu. It has its own cost attached differently to it because I'm doing more work.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So with that, I'll always tell people, do you want every guest to have an option? Or do you want to have a ratio of 60? Or do you want to have a ratio of 40, 20, 10? Whatever the case may be, right? Do you want to have canapes?
At the beginning, like
Okay, small chops at the
small
beginning.
chops at
chops.
the beginning.
No small chops. Everybody waits.
Small chops
Wait
at the
for
end.
starter.
Okay, small chops at the end.
No small chop at the end.
small chop.
Dessert. After your dessert, say the grace and go to your hotel.
Oh, you can't do that. At a wedding, you need to either feed people
You need to
something,
leave them with
nibbles before. You
something.
need to have like cocktail hour, champagne hour.
Yeah.
Or you have it at the
So
end.
basically, what I'm getting from I'm trying to get a number. What I'm getting from this is not a simplified process.
It's not simplified.
So it's something you have to go
keep
over
going back
properly.
and
You
forth
curate
over.
Exactly.
it according to
Yeah,
what you
you
want.
have to.
So
Right?
I provide 2 things. I provide a very bespoke service where I'll let you see my menu, and if you don't like that, we can create a menu, right?
Okay.
And that we'll pick things and ensure that you have the menu that best fits the crowd that you want to fit. We'll even have tasting experiences. You pay for that as well, and ensure that everybody's happy. If you want to go with my menu, I've already done my food costing, so I know this is what the menu is. It can't be cheaper than this. It's really if I have to pay for people, I have to drive to you, if I have to do whatever the case may be, logistics. People always forget that chefs have a life. So for instance, when someone says, oh, you're very expensive, like I have 3 kids. I have to pay for a babysitter. A babysitter is going to charge me a minimum of £20 an hour because I have 3 kids. The person also has to be flexible because if you start late, who's going to feel it? The babysitter, because obviously she has to finish late because I have started late.
Yeah.
Right? So I also have it in my terms and conditions. Your first 30 minutes, I won't charge you. After that, you're going to pay me 5% of the invoice.
Wow.
Because
No, that's
it's
good.
time. At the end of the day.
Time is money.
So even
they
this
say.
match scenario now is like we're going to Greece is totally
Because you still have to pay for my travel. You still have to pay
Okay.
for my accommodation. And not just for me, for the chefs that I'm going to bring as well. You still have to let me know.
My man, are you still getting married?
why not? I'm going to get married.
So
what
you're,
are you
you're
talking about?
understanding the cost of things, right? Because all of that is not going to
So
be included in
long
my
story short,
services.
all these
It's
things I've
expensive.
listed, £10,000 would it work?
For 50 people, yeah, it's even too much.
It's
10,000.
even too much.
Excluding-
What are you talking
excluding
about?
flight accommodation.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just for the food
London
and the
to Greece
service.
is cheap now.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
just for the food and the service. Yeah, for
Are you
50
sure you're not
people-
going to do a garden wedding?
For 50
No,
people,
not garden.
off the top of my head, so that's at least 6 plus 35%. Yeah, you're around maybe like that 8K, 9K.
Oh,
minimum.
fair enough.
Yeah, fair
Speaking of wedding in Greece, how far is Chef Sia gone country-wise?
Country wise, so at the moment I haven't traveled. Is it that I'm
Okay.
in Nigeria or I'm here?
Yeah.
Actually, I lie. I've been to Paris once.
There you go.
But this was literally because of a favor to someone.
Right.
Right? I'll tell a funny story. So when the inquiry came, it was actually meant to be for another chef, but then they had issues with the visa. So I was like a last minute, and I was like, I don't speak French. You know, what do you guys really want? Is it just a way to showcase Nigeria? Like, what is it? And I was like, this is sort of service that I do. I don't need chefing dishes. I don't work with that, right? I'm not a caterer. Even though there's nothing wrong with that, I love caterers, especially when the food is banging. I always go back for more. And if I know the people that are serving the food, even better for me. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, Chef Sia. I'm like, yeah, thank you. You know? But, and they were like, yes, whatever the case may be, we'll figure it out. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, how much? They're like, oh, will you do it for your country? I said, oh.
What do they mean by will you do it for your country?
You're representing your country.
And I said, unfortunately,
That is
Eurotunnel is not, they're not going to
What does that mean? What does that even mean? Well, let's go. Will you do it for your country mean?
It means that are you willing to do it for free? Because
Wait.
it's a great way to showcase
your
the country and
country.
your name.
Yeah.
Come see, come
Exposure,
see.
they call it.
Nah.
Exposure key.
I said, unfortunately, I can't use that to cross the channel.
Exactly.
So,
What?
and it's not just me coming. If you want me to feed 30 to 50 people, I need to come with a team. At the same time, I can't be transporting food a certain way. I mean, for me, there's only so far that I'll carry food across, right? So I knew that I would have to go there, buy the ingredients, cook and all of that. Do you know, so it was an interesting experience. I wouldn't do it again in that manner.
So
but
you're
again,
not
I was
open to
certain.
traveling?
No, I'm open to traveling,
Okay.
but it needs to have been planned to the T.
Right.
I need to understand where I'm staying. I need to understand if I'm going to a country where English is not their first language, is there going to be a translator available? Because am I going to be able to negotiate prices? What's the more the market's like? If I'm not going to get things that are fresh, how many things can I take with me? Do you know what I mean? Who's going to stop me at customs? There's logistics, exactly. And if I wouldn't want to carry raw meat sources, I can vac pack it, ensure that everything is nicely packed, frozen, pack it well. They won't stop me for that. But the moment I'm carrying anything with dairy, with meat, with fish, customs is going to stop me. And then they'll ask me, what am I doing here? Am I going to pay taxes over there? All these different things. So if you want me to travel, we need to have started planning from day go.
How many months will that planning take?
A month is fine.
A month.
A month is fine. Even 7 days. My notice is 7 days. Anything less than 7 days, it throws me into panic. I like to be prepared. Anybody that works with Chef Sia, they know this. I need to be prepared to the point where if I'm not physically there, you can run my service for me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I have at least 2 or 3 people that I can rely on that if I'm not there, they can definitely
step in.
execute it. I mean, I had double bookings, a couple of weekends ago, and the people there, they won't have known that Chef Sia wasn't there. Because,
Was this for like private dining?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then, because they came to me later, they were like, yeah, but I really want your food. I was like, okay, I can't physically be there. I'll send a team. They're like, as long as we don't feel like you're not there. And they didn't feel it. And it was done tremendously well, like tick, 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 tick. To the point where the event coordinator was like, your team are amazing. I was like, they know.
We've talked a lot, guys. We need to start thinking of rounding up. But as a chef, one second, sorry. As a chef, is cooking a skill, a necessity skill everyone needs to have?
As a chef?
No.
Or just in general?
Do you think
At least know how
needs
to boil rice.
boil egg, boil water?
Don't burn egg.
At least know how to boil rice.
Right.
I would say no basic things.
Okay.
Spaghetti, pasta, know how to throw a sauce together.
No,
I mean, last, if you have to buy ready-made and pour it in a pan.
Tasty's got you.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, Tasty has
Thank you.
Tasty has it covered.
Yeah, exactly. But I would say it's necessary because there's going to come a time. Should COVID showed everybody. If not for, what do Deliveroo, Uber Eats, all of those people.
Yeah.
If not for them, people had to cook themselves at home.
Yeah, true.
If you didn't have anybody in your household that knew how to cook, you guys would have.
Stop.
Eating Indomie every day.
Can you imagine?
It's not. That's not good for the
There's
body.
nothing wrong with noodles, but I mean it's great. But yeah, no, I would say cooking is very necessary. My kids right now, every time they see me cook, they already know. They'll bring their chair. They'll be looking at what I'm doing, and I'm like, it's hot
that's
here.
good.
Do you know
it's
there's
good,
this
but-
woman on Instagram? She's a chef and
Yeah.
she does this thing where she lines up her kids. Have you seen that before?
Okay, yeah.
No,
that
she
they
She
all
lines up her
prepare,
kids and
yeah.
they all cooking the same thing.
Same thing.
Oh,
yeah.
lovely.
Yeah.
Is that
haven't
something
seen
you'll
that.
do with your kids?
If I have the space for it, sure,
Oh.
100%. Yeah, my kids they're my kids.
Are they any of them showing like potential, like interest, like keen interest?
No, I mean they're very picky eaters. They have expensive palates.
I mean, their mom is Chef Sia.
I mean,
Exactly.
You know me, no. You know me. In our house, I'm
I'm on
fine with
cordon
you
bleu-
having
cordon bleu
chips
garden.
and nuggets. I'm fine with you having pizza. I'm fine with you
Right.
having all of that. But the day my son came home and said, "Mommy, I want to have salmon and rice."
Salmon.
What?
I thought to myself, Lord in heaven.
Is he going to private school?
No,
Salmon, long.
I thought to myself, okay. And then the other day I was like, "Oh, Mommy, I'd really like to try octopus." And I said,
Whoa.
"What are you?"
And
who
yeah,
is
that your
going on?"
octopus dishes. Oh,
No, my octopus is just nice.
oh
I have to
yeah,
say.
yeah. No, I've seen that. I'm
You've
like,
seen the
oh,
pictures? Yeah.
no, I love.
No, don't worry. I'll invite you guys to my next event. You guys-
Oh, come on.
And we
We're-
started
we're-
planning
on
my
record.
wedding.
recorded this.
It's on
so-
record.
Chef Sia.
Yeah,
We
it's on
started planning
record.
my wedding to at least 2
Don't
years.
bring the 10K that you said that.
You want? It's
I'm
just-
I'm going to start saving from now. It's like maybe 2 years time.
Amen. 2
Amen.
years.
2
2
years.
years, the prices would have doubled. So.
Oh,
My also don't worry. My bag too will be bigger then.
Amen.
My bag will be bigger then.
Amen.
Just one last thing is obviously you spoke a lot about the skill set, the artistry. What does if you're going to set a message out in terms of fine dining in our subculture as like Nigerians? That's not something that's very paramount and synonymous with our food. Our food is with time before not what you guys were doing now. It's sort of like people from the outside, the way they
frown on it.
Not frown on it, but it's just
they're not so keen on it.
They're not so keen on it. So what's that one message you'd like to, or one thing that you'd like to change or perception that you'd like to correct about fine dining, about our meals in our culture?
I would say there's just a little bit of discrimination, really, because in East Africa they eat with their hands and they don't have an issue.
Amala smells bad though. If I'm not Nigerian and I smell amala,
What's amala?
This guy.
Amala doesn't smell nice,
This
bro.
guy,
It's the
good catch.
truth.
This guy.
It's the truth. If you amala on its own, like they don't smell nice. That's what I'm saying. Like those things don't smell nice. You see,
Talking about the smell, it tastes
It's
good.
just the fact that OJ doesn't eat any of those. That's why. You don't eat any of those. That's
No, it's not even because of that. Even from Nigeria, I never. That's why I don't eat Nigerian
You don't
food.
swallow at all.
I don't eat it because of the smell. I don't like the smell. I just feel like why does our food
Why did you
smell
guys
like
allow
that?
me to sit next to
Like if you make it in a way that that is more sophisticated, I can enjoy. It's just sort of Nigeria when the people are cooking in their house, they will leave smell on your clothes that will not leave for like 2, 3 like washes. So that's what I don't like about is the smell.
It's a smell.
Yeah.
Anyway, Chef Sia, leave that one alone. Please. Go on, carry on.
Leave OJ.
So I would say each experience has, I keep saying this thing, has its own lane. There's nothing wrong with the perspective of our cultural food.
Right.
You know, it can appear messy. It can appear disjointed, like everything is in a one pot situation. But that's what our culture is.
Sure
Our
is.
culture is a mesh of different things that bring about vibrancy, right? Then there's also the lane that I'm in, where I try to bring a different perspective. It is not better. It's just a slightly different elevation in a different viewpoint, right? You know, I mean, I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago where I was talking about egusi. And someone was like, but for egusi is messy, is palm oil. I was like, can you imagine someone bringing palm oil brittle with egusi ice cream and eba crackers or wafers? You would enjoy it.
Yeah.
You would get the reference points of what those flavors are.
Yeah.
But it's just been coined in a different way. And, you know, I feel like there's a lane for everybody to be able to showcase their abilities through food. You know, so there's a lane for the cultural traditional way, and there's a lane for what I do. There's also a lane for the middle ground where, okay, some people don't like their foods touching. They want their swallow here. They want their meat and chicken here. Then they want the soup in the middle. Fine. It also gives a restaurant an opportunity to showcase their artistry. We're like, oh, we have different bowls for different things and everything looks pretty. It's all Instagrammable or whatever the case may be. If that's your hustle, go for it.
Yeah.
As long as you are paying respect to food and you are doing it well and it's flavorful and people are coming back to have those experiences for whatever the case may be. So I don't know if any of you have been to Knock by Alara. They have, you know, they have Abula, right? It's still the same thing. It's just the way it's been presented.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And there's another person that did Abula dumplings. So they made, you know, the ewedu, the begiri, and I think it was goat's meat. Everything was inside the Abula parcel, the Amala parcel. That's elevated food, but it still touched on the notes of what our culture represents. So there's a lane for everything.
Basically, what you're saying is there's space for every form of our food. So not one should not be condemned, and
100%.
one is not the best representation. It's all just different forms.
Exactly.
We're all representing
Guys,
the best way we
thank
can
you.
do. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Chef Sia. Thank you for joining us.
Before we go, I brought you guys a little gift because I know it's your last.
Oh, come on.
Sparkling palm wine.
Palm wine.
Baby, I don't drink alcohol. I thought it was red wine.
I'll take
Palm
that.
wine.
Listen,
Hey, that is I'm so happy,
Sparkling
man.
palm
Thank you
wine.
so much.
Add quickly, just one message into the camera for people for Christmas. Everyone will just go around. Everyone one.
You know what?
Out in long, one message.
Don't say something.
Enjoy yourself.
Merry Christmas in advance, guys.
Thank you for having me and have a splendid Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Make sure you enjoy yourself because 2024, we go again.
And don't forget to follow us on our YouTube, on our Instagram, TikTok, like, comment, share.
Everywhere.
Let them know about Lagos Meets London. Thank you so much,
Thank
guys.
you guys for having me.
Love you guys.
Lagos Meets London.
Enjoy the season.
Let's induct
See you
her.
next year.
Wait, hold on. Let's induct
Is
you.
the time
We're going to
gone?
say Lagos Meets
finished?
London. We want you to say Wahala.
Wahala.
Yeah? Can you do that?
Wahala.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Lagos-
Wahala. Don't say
Wahala.
Wahala.
Wahala. Let me know the accent you want me to do.
Wahala.
Lagos Meets London.
Wahala.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.